Good evening to all.
Good evening.
This is the first seminar of Panvel CP Study Circle in the year 2021 and 2022. We had a tough time in and we thought that in the new year 2021 we will have again the lockdown has come. We had planned seminar physically, but we could not do that because lockdown. We have arranged today. We have Vishal Doshi sir with us. He will guide us on standards on audit implementation by. Before starting the session, I would request CA Hujefa to do introduction of standards.
Yeah, thank you, German sir. Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Penwell CP Study Circle for giving me an opportunity to introduce our today's learned speaker, CA Vishal Praveen Chandra Doshi sir. CA Vishal Doshi sir is a fellow member of Chartered Accountants of India and a practicing chartered accountant and a partner in KC Mehta and Company Chartered Accountants, Vadodara, heading the assurance, audit and assurance practice of the firm. CA Vishal sir has a vast experience and specialization in various audits such as statutory tax audits, internal controls, information system control and audit, due diligence, valuation of business and share exchange ratios. CA Vishal Doshi sir has done regular presentations on Ind AS, IFRS at various seminars and workshops at certificate and intensive courses of ICAI, WIRC and other academic institutions. He is a regular faculty at several seminars of branches of WIRC, lecture meetings and study circle meetings, and student seminars and conferences on various subjects like accounting standards, auditing and assurance standards, Companies Act, CARO, enterprise risk management, and host of technical and non-technical subjects. CA Vishal Doshi sir has been member of various committees of ICAI and WIRC, such as peer review board, ICAI technical evaluator of financial statements for ICAI awards for excellence in financial reporting for research committee, member of FRRG2 Baroda for financial reporting review board, ICAI. CA Vishal sir has been the chairman of Baroda branch of WIRC of ICAI in 2005, chairman of Baroda branch of Vikasa of ICAI 2004, and he is presently a member of Regional Audit Committee of WIRC of ICAI for the financial year 2021-22. CA Vishal Doshi sir is a member of various committees of WIRC for the year 21-22, such as corporate laws and corporate governance, Ind AS, accounting standards and IFRS, banking, financial services and pension committee, international taxation, internal audit, ethical standards board, exposure draft committee on economic, commercial laws and economic advisory. CA Vishal Doshi sir has also been awarded Rashtrapati Scout Award by Honorable President of India. With this brief introduction, I would now request CA Vishal Doshi sir to take charge of the today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Josefa. A very good evening to all my friends. I hope everybody is safe and healthy. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Jomon Varghese for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you on this platform on the topic of standards on audit. In fact, I would say that I am privileged that what otherwise would have been the last session of last year where I would have been speaking, because Mr. Varghese and myself have been interacting since the month of March for a session. So instead of that, I'm privileged to be the first speaker in this year, instead of being the last speaker in the previous year. I also thank Manishji, the founder convener, Amolji, and all the other seniors for being here and interacting. We'll have an interactive session. I know the subject is such that standards on auditing, which I would say I'll be very honest, very frank, very transparent today because all are members. And I would say this topic is such which we all of us as small and medium practitioners are allergic to. You know, typically we run away when we talk of these standards on audit. And one of the principal reasons, friends, Varghese ji, it's okay I talk in Hindi with English?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, fine. So, बहुत बार क्या होता है that standards on audit is something जो हमारे लिए mandatory है, client को impact नहीं करता है. And as we all know, as professionals, we are always inclined towards the looking into the benefit of clients. So when it comes to accounting standard, when it comes to the tax returns, tax compliances, and all those things, we ensure that there is a lot of clarity, there is a lot of accuracy, there is a lot of precision in whatever work we do on the qualitative aspect as well as the quantitative aspect. But when it comes to our own office, our own file, our own requirement, mandatory requirement with respect to standards on audit, that is something which we normally, I would say, hesitate or it takes the back burner or we become casual about it. So I have now, yeah, I can, I'm sharing my screen. The PPT should be visible. In case it is not, Amolji, you can let me know. So friends, today what we are going to discuss is standards on audit, typical implementation by the small and medium practitioners. So what I would try to do today is I will try to run you through some of these standards. I am not going to run you through all these standards. I will run you through some of these standards which I feel are important, and we'll go through some of the documentation which in my belief that as small and medium practitioners we can implement in our office, and by implementing that what would happen is that we will try to see how it can bring about audit efficiency also in our office. So standards on audit mandatory है, मैंने कहा auditor के लिए, तो मेरा एक question ऐसा रहता है कि how many of us have actually, when we sign the audit report as per the standards on audit, the audit report itself is as per the standards on audit, be it a private company or a partnership firm or a proprietorship, the audit report is as per the standards on audit. The audit report में, have we ever gone through the full audit report as to what all we are certifying? If we have gone through, then we would know that this is just an extract of the audit report in front of you, where we as an auditor are signing and certifying that we have conducted our audit in accordance with the standards on audit. This is for a company, but it is applicable for a non-company also, with the standards on audit specified under the Companies Act. And in the last sentence we say that we believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. So my simple question is that this is what we are saying in the audit report and we are signing off. Now let us take a situation कि हम लोग कहीं पे audit पे जा रहे हैं और कोई accounting entry है, कोई contract है, कुछ भी है जो client के side से किसी ने sign off किया है, तो as an auditor हम लोग normally जाके क्या करते हैं, हम लोग उनको बोलते हैं कि आप इसका evidence दिखाइए, आप इसका supporting दिखाइए कि ये जो आपने परचेज किया है उसका गुड्स रिसीट नोट है, उसका परचेज इनवॉइस है, उसका परचेज ऑर्डर है, इफ इट इज अ रीऑर्डर लेवल के भाई आपने टाइम पे किया है नहीं किया. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस वी आस्क व्हेन वी डू द ऑडिट एंड देन वी से फाइन अभी ये बराबर है, एंड दैट हैपेंस फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द ट्रांजैक्शंस व्हिच फॉर्म्स पार्ट ऑफ आवर ऑडिट. हम लोग करते हैं, हमारा आर्टिकल स्टाफ करते हैं, जो भी करता है. नाउ इफ आई से द सिमिलर थिंग कि आप वो सब पूरा चेक करने के बाद आप बैलेंस शीट वगैरह सर्टिफाई करते हो. नाउ इफ आई से कि आपका ये ऑडिट रिपोर्ट है जो आपने साइन ऑफ किया है, जिसमें आपने लिखा है कि आपने ऑडिट किया है एज पर स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन ऑडिट और आपके पास ऑडिट एविडेंस है, सो यू हैव सफिशिएंट ऑडिट एविडेंस आपके पास है जिसके बेसिस पे आपने ओपिनियन दिया है ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू का. तो अगर मैं आपके ऑफिस में आता हूँ और मैं बोलता हूँ, कोई भी एक फाइल लेता हूँ कि भाई आपने ये ऑडिट रिपोर्ट पे ऐसा आपने लिखा है, तो आप काइंडली मेरे को इसके सपोर्टिंग्स दिखाइए, आपके ऑडिट एविडेंस दिखाइए, आपके पास क्या क्या है जिसके बेसिस पे आपने ये ऑडिट ओपिनियन साइन किया है ट्रू एंड फेयर का. So how many of you can say that yes, you will be able to satisfy me, just like you expect your clients to satisfy you when you are signing the financial statements? How many of you would say that you would be able to satisfy me with respect to the audit evidence and the compliance of the standards on audit, that you have done full compliance और उसके बाद ही आपने audit report certify या sign किया है? So I leave that question to you as a thought process, that whether you would be able to do that, and if not, then what should you do to ensure that tomorrow अगर peer review आता है या कुछ भी आता है ऐसा, आप आपके ऑडिट रिपोर्ट, ऑडिट ओपिनियन को आप सर्टिफाई, आप जस्टिफाई कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए आप क्या स्टेप्स लेंगे? दैट इज व्हाट देन वी विल सी इन टुडेस प्रेजेंटेशन गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. So I'll go through the presentation. I'll go through some of the documents that I want to share with you, and maybe in the last some 10-15 minutes or so, time permitting, we will have a round of questions which I will try to answer them. Yeah, so friends, these are the standards on audit, the broad buckets. So what happens is, अमोल जी पीपीटी दिख रहा है क्या?
दिख रहा है
ना? Yeah. So what happens is, see, our institute is a member of the auditing and the International Accounting Standards Board, and being a member of that, we have to comply with whatever are the international best practices with respect to the auditing standards. And so what we have to do is that we have to take these standard numbers. These are the broad buckets in which the various standards on audit are listed out. So these are the broad buckets. Don't worry, I will not take you through so many standards. These are the broad buckets that are numbered, and within each category then there are a set of standards which have been listed out, and they are there for our reference, and I would say for our application also. So if I look at this, these are the first set. In fact, the first set is introductory matters against which there are no standards presently prescribed. So we will go straight into the second set of standards about the general principles and the responsibilities. So these are the standards presently that have been announced by the ICAI under this category. Like I said, I will not go through all these standards, and whatever standard I will touch upon, I will not go through the standard also in toto. I will just pick up some of the important aspects, and then I will deliberate with you that as a small and medium practitioner, how can we go ahead in implementing these standards on audit. So when I look at the SA 200, which is the overall objectives of the auditor, कि हम लोग जब audit करते हैं तो हमारा objective क्या रहता है? तो first रहता है कि भाई to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatement. So हम लोग true and fair view बोलते हैं. So we have to get a reasonable assurance कि financial statements are free from material misstatement. The material misstatement may be due to fraud or due to error. तो एक बार ये हमारे पास assurance आ जाता है, तो इसके basis पे हम लोग opinion देते हैं. It enables us to express an opinion that whether the financial statements are prepared in all material respect in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. So that is the first objective. And second, to report on the financial statements. तो एक बार हमने अपना opinion बना दिया है, तो फिर वो opinion बनाने के बाद we will have to report on the financial statements and communicate as required by the standards on audit in accordance with our findings. So this is what is the overall objective as an auditor that we need to comply with as per SA 200. So now SA 200, what it says that the auditor shall comply with all the standards on audit relevant to the audit, right? So that is where the mandatory requirement comes, that it is the auditor who has to comply. It is not the client who has to comply. When it comes to accounting standards, it is the client who has to comply, but when it comes to auditing standards, it is the auditor who has to comply, and we have to comply with all the relevant accounting standards on audit. We also need to have an understanding of the entire text of the standard on audit, including the explanation and the explanatory material and objectives and everything. तो एक तो हमको स्टैंडर्ड ऑन ऑडिट से कंप्लाई करना है, उसके बाद हमको पूरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि विदाउट एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग हाउ कैन वी कंप्लाई, यू नो, इट्स समथिंग व्हिच इज वेरी सिंपल, रिलेटेबल. And as an auditor, we cannot represent compliance unless we have actually complied with the requirements of this standard on audit, as well as all the other standards on audit which are applicable or relevant to the audit. So if you see, मैंने जो starting में आपको बताया कि standards on audit is mandatory. We have to comply with it, because in our opinion, in our audit report, we are saying we are complying with it, and the standard on audit SA200 itself requires that we should comply, and we cannot represent compliance unless we have complied with it. And there are no exemptions. The exemptions are only if a particular standard on audit is not applicable to that particular audit, or there is a particular specific requirement within that standard on audit which is not applicable for that client for that year. So these are the only exceptions. In all other cases, we have to comply with the standards on audit. So friends, the first question I would be asking a few questions. In fact, these sessions are very interesting when we have it on a physical mode, but the situation does not permit that. But still, I would still go ahead and ask that how many of us actually prepare engagement letters for audit services to start with. I'm not on the other services के भी होनी चाहिए. अभी जिस हिसाब से हमारी responsibilities बढ़ रही है, we have to be very, very clear on the engagement terms. But we are talking of audit per se right now. So SA or SA210, or normally how many of us actually prepare the engagement letter? I know I can't see the raising of hands and all over here, otherwise it would have been a very interesting matter. But normally the scenario is that with small and medium practitioners, engagement letter काफी, मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि लोग नहीं बनाते हैं. And friends, let me also tell you in the beginning itself कि आज का जो presentation है, मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगा, या I am very, very confident, I know कि भाई हम लोग audit तो बराबर करते हैं, हम लोग ये standard से भी comply करते हैं, but स्टैंडर्ड से कंप्लाई किया है उसका जो एविडेंस है वो हमारे पास नहीं रहता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस टुडे. सो द फर्स्ट इज, आई वुड से, इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट इज द एंगेजमेंट लेटर एग्रीइंग ऑन द ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट टर्म्स. एक मेरा सिंपल क्वेश्चन ऐसा रहता है दैट एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रहता है वेंडर और कस्टमर के बीच में, बायर सेलर, सर्विस प्रोवाइडर, सर्विस रिसीवेबल. We have seen so many contracts, purchase orders and all, जहाँ पे सब लिखा होता है क्या क्या डिलीवर करेंगे, कितना क्वांटिटी है, क्या है, terms and conditions, payment terms, liability clause, interest clause, this, that, all those things are there, which is an agreement between the buyer and the seller or the service provider, service receiver. When it comes to an audit or हमारी जो services है, what is the agreement? कि हम लोग क्या करेंगे, क्लाइंट क्या करेगा, क्लाइंट को क्या प्रोवाइड करना है, हमारे क्या डिलीवरेबल्स है, वेयर इज दैट अग्रीमेंट, व्हाट आर द कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल टर्म्स, व्हाट आर द एंगेजमेंट टर्म्स. क्या ऐसा कुछ है हमारे पास? लॉ में तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं, वी डोंट फाइंड एनीथिंग अंडर लॉ. सो व्हाट इज इट? सो दिस मीन्स दैट हमारी जो सर्विस हम लोग प्रोवाइड करते हैं उसमें कोई एंगेजमेंट टर्म्स, कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज या कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है. And that is why I say it becomes very, very important to have an engagement letter, because engagement letter ऐसा होता है कि जिसमें ऑडिट का स्कोप और ऑब्जेक्टिव हम लोग लिखते हैं, मैनेजमेंट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लिखते हैं, ऑडिटर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लिखते हैं, कौन से फ्रेमवर्क में हम लोग ऑडिट करें. सो I will just show an engagement letter. I have displayed a PDF on my screen. I hope it is visible. So this is a standard engagement letter in case of a private limited or a corporate entity, I would say. So if you can see, it says that our appointment as auditors, we have audited, we will audit these. So this is from the auditor to the client. This engagement letter we are preparing, we are giving it to the client. So we talk about our appointment and that we will audit the financials as defined under 2 financial statements as per the Companies Act for the period of this include consolidated financial statements wherever it is applicable. Our audit will be conducted with the expressing an opinion. तो हमारा क्या scope है, क्या objective है, that it gives a true and fair view in with the applicable accounting standards generally accepted in India, profit and loss, cash flows, and financial controls and all those stuff. Then we also say that we will conduct our audit as per the standards on audit prescribed under 143 of the Act, and what the standards require us to do, and when we obtain procedures, what are the procedures we are going to do, and the procedures selected depend on our judgment, risk assessment, and the material misstatement, whether due to fraud and error. And so all these things we make a part of the engagement letter. And we also say that because of there are inherent limitations of an audit, including the possibility of collusion or improper management override of controls, there is an unavoidable risk that misstatement due to may not be detected, right? So we are saying ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई हम लोग भगवान है, आपने हमारे पास ऑडिट हमको दे दिया, हमने साइन करके दे दिया, इसका मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि सब कुछ जो है we would be able to tell you. So tomorrow if somebody pulls you up and says कि ये आपको क्यों नहीं मिला है, तो we are making it very clear कि भाई हम लोग ऑडिट करते हैं as per standards on audit, and there are inherent limitations in that audit. Then we also go on further to say that जो मैनेजमेंट है, those charged with governance है, either audit committee जिसमें है या board of directors है, they have responsibility for what. तो हम लोग engagement letter के जरिए हम लोग बोलते हैं कि भाई आपकी responsibility क्या है as a management, what is your responsibility. So first is the preparation of the financial statements. We all know we are saying that it is the responsibility of the management. So they have to comply with the Companies Act, proper maintenance of accounts, responsibility of financial statements on a going concern. So this is a whole list. I'm not going to read through this engagement letter, but I'm just trying to show you that why an engagement letter is required, how it is important, why it is important. Identifying and informing us on the financial that may have adverse effect on the functioning of the company. हम लोग ये management पे responsibility डाल रहे हैं कि ये आपको बताना है हमको, because we can't go and dig out everything. Identifying pending litigations है, material foreseeable losses है, delay IEPF कुछ है, which management become aware during the period. So any facts that occur after the financial statement, so events occurring after balance sheet date, disqualification of directors, providing us. So the management has to provide us access to all the books of accounts, vouchers, other records, management, and then access to all records of subsidiaries if there are any, access to internal reporting of frauds or any such thing, additional information that we may request from the management, unrestricted access to persons. आपको परचेज वाले या कोई किसी की फैक्ट्री है या शॉप फ्लोर है या लेट अस रिटेल आउटलेट है, तो उसके परचेज मैनेजर आपको जिससे भी बात करनी है, यू आर सेइंग दैट द कंपनी और द मैनेजमेंट विल गिव अस unrestricted access to persons within the company from whom we deem it necessary to obtain audit evidence. So they cannot say कि हम आपसे इसकी मीटिंग नहीं करवा देंगे, आप इसको नहीं मिल सकते. That is not, we are saying that you have to give us unrestricted access. So this is the full list of about internal financial controls that they have to maintain and all those stuff. And then, so these are the normal things that we say that we will give our report for the shareholders to be placed before the annual general meeting. And then we also have the limitation clause that, except to the extent finally to have resulted from negligence or willful. So अगर हमारी negligence है as an auditor या misconduct है, willful misconduct है, तो हमारी liability company पे कितनी बन सकती है? We can put a percentage, 10%, 100%, whatever it is. And if there is no such thing, then we are not liable. So we are putting that all as part of the engagement letter. We sign off as the auditor, and we also ask the client to sign off as the auditee. So engagement letter becomes the first document which must be prepared for our audit services, definitely, and in case of other services also, we must be preparing the engagement letter. And engagement letter for audit must be prepared for all entities, all types of audit. आप tax audit कर रहे हैं या आप private limited का audit कर रहे हैं, आप कोई भी audit कर रहे हो, आपको engagement letter बनाना काफी जरूरी है. So now going back to the presentation, what I'm saying is, because I'm changing all tab करके from one file to the other, so you should not miss out to what I'm saying. मतलब we are on the same page. अभी बहुत बार क्वेश्चंस एसएमपीज के क्या आते हैं कि विशाल भाई हमारे पास स्ट्रेंथ ओछी होती है, कम होती है, एंड वी हैव वेरी लेस रिसोर्सेज, इतने सारे कंप्लायंस बर्डन है, इतने क्लाइंट्स ऑडिट क्लाइंट्स है, समझिए आई एम जस्ट पुटिंग हाइपोथेटिकल नंबर कि हमारे पास 100 ऑडिट क्लाइंट्स है, तो अभी हाउ डू पूरे हम लोग इतने एंगेजमेंट लेटर्स वगैरह बनाते हैं एवरी ईयर, बनाएंगे अगर एवरी ईयर, तो इट विल बिकम डिफिकल्ट. सो द स्टैंडर्ड ऑन ऑडिट एस 210 itself says that where there is a recurring audit engagement, recurring assignment, then you need not prepare the engagement letter every year. you have to prepare a fresh engagement letter. You can see on your screen some of the conditions that they have mentioned that might require again to prepare a fresh engagement letter with respect to your client. So या तो उनके management change हुए हैं, partnership में कोई नया partner आया है, या पूरे partner shareholder directors change हुए हैं, या law change हुआ है. जैसे if my engagement letter says that I will be giving as per CARO 2016, I'm just giving an example, and now from let us say next year I'll be required to issue CARO 2020, then I might need to, I feel that I'll have to change the engagement letter saying that CARO 2020 आएगा, या इंटरनल फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल्स पे कुछ एडिशनल रिपोर्टिंग आता है, या कुछ भी चेंज आता है लॉ में, देन आई माइट नीड टू एग्जीक्यूट अ फ्रेश एंगेजमेंट लेटर. उनके वहां पे कोई बिजनेस चेंज हुआ है, सब्सिडरीज हुई है, लेट अस से मैंने जो सैंपल दिखा है उसमें सब्सिडरीज एंड एवरीथिंग वाज इनबिल्ट, यू डिलीटेड, and then after a couple of years one of your clients they form a subsidiary, and then so you might need to change the engagement letter because now you would be required to have a consolidated financial statement also, and that might require. So if there is any such change which may require a change in the engagement letter, then only engagement letter आपको change करना है, otherwise आपका जो existing engagement letter है वो ही आपका continue रहेगा. So my suggestion friends over here is that अभी हम लोग सब unfortunately lockdown जैसी situation में है, and most of the compliance dates जो है मार्च की ओवर हो गई है, जो नेक्स्ट आएगी would be let us say July, other than the monthly compliances definitely. So my request, earnest request to all of you is that engagement letter जो है आप अभी आपके staff को या किसी को भी बिठा के सारे clients के engagement letter for March 21 audit, फॉर मार्च 21 ऑडिट आप सारे स्टाफ के एंगेजमेंट लेटर आप बना दीजिए, सेंड इट टू द क्लाइंट, डुप्लीकेट में बनाए, साइन करके यू साइन 2 कॉपीज, सेंड इट टू द क्लाइंट, लेट द साइन क्लाइंट साइन बोथ द कॉपीज, एक वो रिटेन करे, एक आपको वापस भेज दे. बट प्लीज kindly ensure, my earnest request is that May end, keep a target that May end you should, by that cutoff date you should have sent all the engagement letters and received back all these signed copies of the engagement letter duly signed by the client. So first year आपको दिक्कत आएगी like I said, because अगर अभी तक आपने engagement letter नहीं बनाया है कभी भी, तो आपको सारे engagement letters first round में बनाने पड़ेंगे. But from March 22 onwards it will just be the incremental, कोई नया client आता है तो आपको engagement letter बनाना पड़ेगा, या कोई ऐसी सिचुएशन जो आपके स्क्रीन पर भी आपको दिख रही है, ऐसा कुछ सिचुएशन आ जाए तो आपको एंगेजमेंट लेटर फ्रेश बनाना पड़ेगा, which would be maybe 2, 4, 5, 10 engagement letters every year, and then that cycle would keep on rotating, so it would not be difficult thereafter. So this first audit documentation about engagement letter, I would request you please ensure that you start preparing it and putting it in place. SA 220 talks about the leadership quality responsibilities for quality on audits. Friends, what we normally say, whatever in our office, I'll say in some very simple words, whatever in our office, as the proprietor, as the partner, as the leader, whatever I say कि हमको ये करना है या ये जरूरी है, इसके बिना नहीं होगा, whatever, these are the qualitative aspects of our audits. That is what would percolate down to the staff, to the audit managers, to the article students. So it is very, very important to communicate within the firm the importance of the audit quality, that we as the leaders within the firm, we envisage or what we want that it should be performed or it should be done. Like we just discussed about the engagement letter. In our office, everybody knows that without the engagement letter, without the NOC from the previous auditor, in case there is a change of auditor, the audit assignment cannot start. That is what we have been practicing since so many years, and that is what percolates down. तो अगर ऑफिस में कोई नया आर्टिकल स्टूडेंट भी आता है या कोई नया स्टाफ भी, ऑडिट स्टाफ भी आता है, so the others in their peer group, they tell them that you see these are our office practices, we ensure that you kindly comply with them, right? So everybody in the office knows that they have to perform work that complies with the professional standards and the legal requirements, complying with the firm's quality control policies and procedures as applicable. Auditor's report would be as appropriate in the circumstances, and the engagement team ability to raise concern without fear of reprisal. So ऐसा नहीं कि भाई ऐसी क्वेरी क्यों रेज करते हो या ऐसा क्यों किया है, whatever. They should not feel that. They should be a very free flow environment. But typically the leadership quality responsibility has to flow from the top to the bottom, and then only whatever we would be discussing today during the course of this presentation, you would be able to comply, you would be able to implement in your office. So you have to be first firm that yes, it is though difficult, but it is possible, it is not impossible, and yes, it is a cycle. First year दिक्कत आएगी, but second third year से auto pilot पे पूरा ये चला जाएगा. So that is what is the leadership quality. SA 220 talks about the ethical requirements of integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality and professional behavior. These are also imbibed in our code of ethics. So I would not spend much time on these because these 5 itself would take a session. But I presume that you would be having sessions on code of ethics, and so you
Hello. Hello. I can't hear. Hello. Sir, unmute yourself.
now I'm unmuted. Yes, yes. Actually, I was getting the message that you are muted by the organizer. That is why I couldn't unmute also myself. Yeah, fine. So I'll get back into my screen. Yeah. So so you can see on your screen that I have mentioned that if you didn't document, you didn't do it. This is what we have to imbibe in our office with our audit staff and everybody के आपने किया है, बट अगर आपने डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं किया है तो इट इज एज गुड एज कि आपने नहीं किया है. Why it is important is because audit documentation, it is the evidence of the auditor's basis for a conclusion. अभी क्या होता है, I have seen many times, हम लोग queries देते हैं वर्ड फाइल में, एक्सेल फाइल में, ट्रायल बैलेंस एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं, टैली में साइड में रिमार्क्स, क्वेरी सब कुछ लिखते हैं, वी मेल इट टू द क्लाइंट. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन द क्लाइंट गिव्स द रिस्पांस, वो सब वर्बली रिस्पांस देते हैं या वाउचर दिखा देते हैं एंड वी क्लोज दैट. अभी वो क्वेरी क्लोज हुई है, नहीं हुई है, कैसे हुई है, उसका कोई एविडेंस नहीं मिलता है. तो हमने जो क्वेरीज भेजी है उसका मिलता है, बट उसके रिस्पांस हमारे पास नहीं आते. तो व्हाट शुड नॉर्मली बी डन is that when we send the queries to the client, we should ask the client कि आप उसी के साइड में रिस्पॉन्स लिख के आप भेजिए वापस हम लोग को, and then we will verify whatever you have given as a response. The second is that आपका जो ऑडिट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है, इट ऑल्सो गिव्स यू द एविडेंस कि आपने ऑडिट की प्लानिंग जो है वो बराबर की है, आपने ऑडिट परफॉर्मेंस, मतलब आपको जो जो अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स चेक करने थे, आपको जो जो कंप्लायंसेस चेक करने थे, वो सारे आपने किए हैं, एंड that can be found only if you have documented it. So like I said at the beginning that let us say आपने एक ऑडिट रिपोर्ट साइन किया है, मैं आपके ऑफिस में आता हूँ या मैंने कुछ साइन किया, आप मेरे ऑफिस पे आ रहे हो और आप बोल रहे हो दैट ठीक है विशाल भाई, आपने ये ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू ये क्लाइंट का दिया है, बट आप मेरे को डॉक्यूमेंट्स दिखाइए ऑन व्हाट बेसिस आपने ट्रू एंड फेयर व्यू आपने ओपाइन किया है. So all these audit documentation would give an evidence that I have done the audit properly, I have planned and performed the audit properly, and what the basis for my conclusion of true and fair, that also would be evidence from the audit documentation that I have. Now, audit documentation, it serves a number of purposes. Now, this is where I will be spending some time, some extra time. So if I look at it, first is about planning an audit. Now, what normally happens that office में एक तो क्या होता है, हम लोग small and medium practitioners, when we do the audit of small and medium enterprise, एक तो लास्ट हम लोग इतना फॉलो अप करते हैं, लेटर से अभी अप्रैल स्टार्ट हो रहा है, हम लोग तो अभी से फोन करना चालू कर देंगे कि भाई आप ऑडिट के लिए दीजिए, ऑडिट के लिए दीजिए, ऑडिट के लिए दीजिए, बट ओवर अ पीरियड वो देते नहीं, अगस्त में सडनली उसको वो एडवर्टीजमेंट्स और सब देखते हैं, उसको कोई बोलता है तो वो दौड़ के आता है कि भाई विशाल भाई अभी आप ऑडिट चालू कर दो, आवर बुक्स आर रेडी, दिस दैट ऑल दो स्टफ. एंड व्हाट नॉर्मली हैपेंस इन अ एसएमपीज ऑफिस, हम लोग देखते हैं कि ठीक है अभी कौन फ्री है, आर्टिकल स्टूडेंट, उसको बोलते हैं कि भाई आप जाओ और वहां पे आप इसका क्लाइंट का फोन आ गया, आप ऑडिट स्टार्ट कर दो, राइट. दैट इज व्हाट इज द नॉर्मल प्रैक्टिस. सो लास्ट ईयर किसने किया है, इस बार कौन कर रहा है, देयर कैन बी अ बिग डिस्कनेक्ट ऑन दैट. So what I would suggest as a matter of practice, and again I would harp on as a leadership responsibility, this is a document which we should all start having, is about an audit plan. तो हम लोग जब audit start करते हैं उसके पहले we must have an audit plan prepared by the team member who is going to go for that audit, who is going to visit the client place या start the audit. So you have the name of the client, you have the audit period, अगर half yearly audit कर रहे हैं या partial audit कर रहे हैं, so it would come, let us say 1st April to 31st December या whatever, या full year कर रहे हैं तो full audit commenced on कौन से date पे, who is the audit coordinator, who is the main person from your team who is going to be the audit coordinator, ये आपके audit team members कौन है उसके नाम आते हैं इसमें, total days plan. See, these are all suggestive formats that I am saying. It's not necessary कि ये किसी का prescribe किया हुआ आपको यही follow करना है, but what I am saying is that you should start on such formats. Total man days vouching कौन सी डेट पे कौन करेगा, and then there is the remarks, opening balance verification कौन सी डेट पे क्या है, remarks, cash book, bank book, sales, purchase, JV, all those things, statutory payment, ledger scrutiny, finalization activities, remarks if there are any overall, and ये item wise remarks आपको अगर लिखने हैं, and then you say signature of the proprietor or the partner and the date. So आपके जो audit team member है जिसको आप audit पे depute करने वाले हो, they will prepare this and they will take your signature. So what happens, the two important aspects which happens, one, it becomes important for that audit team member कि वो previous year की जो audit file है या balance sheet है या tax return है या उसकी permanent file है, जो भी है वो एक बार पढ़े, वो किसी के साथ डिस्कस करे कि भाई लास्ट ईयर इसमें कितना टाइम, कितना टर्नओवर है, क्या है, कितना टाइम जाएगा, उसके बेसिस पे दे विल डू ऑल दी प्लानिंग. एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू यू फॉर योर सिग्नेचर, बिकॉज ऑफ योर years of experience as a practicing chartered accountant, as an auditor, and maybe as for this particular client also, you would be able to revise saying that opening balance verification इसमें एक दिन से या आधा दिन से ज्यादा एक बंदे का ही काम है, इससे ज्यादा नहीं लगना चाहिए, कैश बुक में आपको ये करना है तो इससे ज्यादा नहीं लगना चाहिए, एंड यू कैन moderate if it is required and try to understand from the audit team that what is the basis for which they have put all the planning of the number of days and the team members and all those things. You are also able to gauge the strengths and weakness of your team members and you can reshuffle if it is required. See, otherwise normally क्या होता है, वो लोग audit, वो टीम चली जाती है audit पे, वो लोग अपने हिसाब से internally distribute कर देते हैं, या तो आपको जाना पड़ता है क्लाइंट प्लेस पे and you delegate and segregate the work amongst your team and say कि ये इसको करना है, इसको करना है, इसको करना है, and then you come back and the audit starts. In many cases I have seen audit starts and we are so busy as leaders in our other activities, advisory, other compliances, that normally we at times forget कि वहाँ पे भी एक टीम audit कर रही है, and then suddenly after a week or 10 days we realize that वो audit कर रहे हैं and अभी तक आया नहीं है, उसका reporting नहीं हुआ, and when you give a call तो बोलते इतना बाकी है, and then you are shocked कि भाई you are there since 7 days and you have still not completed the basic things. ये जो जितना list out किया था उतना भी आपका नहीं हुआ है तो क्यों नहीं हुआ है, right? So an audit plan becomes very important, so the team is also aware कि भाई मेरा इसके basis पे monitoring होगा कि progress क्या है, And so audit plan के साथ there is another document, or audit progress report. This audit progress report, again your team when they are going for the audit with the audit plan, now उसके सामने उसको लिखना है कि actually audit period, name of the client, audit period, कौन सी date पे your team member जो भी है उसने क्या काम किया है. So if I say, let us say date 30th of April, I put a name that Vishal Doshi, I say that I have done the opening balance verification. So I say how many days? So I say half a day, right? Then again 30th April, Vishal Doshi, then I say I started with cash vouching half a day. So whatever it is, then this full list is prepared. Why this becomes important is, like I said, that after a week, if you want to know, and I have come across many such cases during my interaction with other members also, and that is why I have shown this document here, is that after a week they realize कि वहाँ पे वो उसका जो accountant था वो 3 दिन नहीं आ रहा था, या वो part time accountant है तो वो हफ्ते में एक ही बार आ रहा है, तो they were not attending to our team, or there was some income tax or a GST or some notice which they had received, और उनकी टीम बिजी थी उसके डॉक्यूमेंट्स और वो सब रेडी करके कंप्लाई करने में, और अपने टीम मेंबर somebody was sick or somebody was absent, somebody had sudden travel, whatever, और हम लोग को on a daily basis पता नहीं चलता है, but when we do a comparison of the audit plan vis-a-vis the APR, the audit progress report, a lot of things come to our notice कि ये वेरिएशन है तो इतना वेरिएशन क्यों है. I tell you friends, once you have implement this audit plan and audit progress report, I can assure you that there is a lot of audit efficiency which will start coming into your organization, because people below you, your juniors, your team members will now realize कि नहीं, हम लोग जो audit plan करते हैं वो भी विशाल भाई देख रहे हैं, वो चेक कर रहे हैं कि बराबर है कि नहीं, और उसके सामने progress report भी देख रहे हैं, and if there are major deviations we are answerable, right? So what would happen that if there are deviations, वो अगर उसके अकाउंटेंट 2 दिन नहीं आते हैं तो आई हैव सीन वो अपने टीम मेंबर इमीडिएटली अपने को फोन करते हैं कि सर 2 दिन से ये आ नहीं रही है, अभी हमारा जो ऑडिट प्लान है उसको रिवाइज करना पड़ेगा. सो वी आर अपडेटेड ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस ऑफ एनी changes that happen in the audit plan and audit progress. So when we talk of this, the audit documentation of the audit plan and the APR, it assists the engagement team to plan and perform the audit. It also helps us as supervisor to direct and supervise the audit work and to discharge our review responsibilities, enabling the engagement team to be accountable for its work, retaining a record of matters of continuing significance to future audits. Where this becomes important, जैसे मैंने कहा, audit plan जब बनाते हैं तो last year के सारे आप बैलेंस शीट वगैरह है, important notes है. So now in that important notes, what happens, let us say client के वहां पे हमने कोई डिस्कशन किया है, अकाउंटिंग एंट्री है या रिकॉर्ड कीपिंग है या वाउचर रिलेटेड कुछ भी है, हमने एडवाइस किया है. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस कि हमारा ऑडिट होता है सितंबर, कंप्लीट होते होते सितंबर हो जाता है, एंड क्लाइंट नॉर्मली सेज दैट विशाल भाई अभी ये 1 अप्रैल से हम लोग इंप्लीमेंट नहीं करेंगे, हम लोग ये 1 अक्टूबर से इंप्लीमेंट करेंगे जो भी आपने बोला है. So now let us say there is a change in the team member, जो लास्ट ईयर जिसने ऑडिट किया था और जब ये डिस्कशन हुआ था, और इस साल की जो टीम है उसमें चेंज है. इस साल की टीम जब जाती है तो नॉर्मली क्या होता है, वो देखते हैं कि 6 महीने तक वो ऑडिट प्रोसेस जो सिस्टम है या प्रोसेस है, वो अकाउंटिंग प्रोसेस जो है इज ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर टाइप, and October onwards वो change होता है, and then they start writing a query and asking the client कि भाई ये आपने change किया है, ये क्यों change किया है, and all those things. And in the process what happens, the client gets irritated. I tell you, because हम लोग every year जब नए team member, you must have experienced that every year, every 2 years when the team member changes and then similar queries come up, the clients feel irritated, especially उनके accounts वाले. So now if you document this or as a record, as a matter of continuing significance, so last year की ऑडिट आप जब फाइल क्लोज कर रहे हैं तो आपने रिकॉर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट कर दिया है कि ये ऑडिट प्रोसेस जो है या ये जो पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम है या डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोसेस है, इसको 1 अक्टूबर से the client has agreed that he would be preparing as per this whatever might be your suggestion, and that they would implement from 1 October onwards. Now what happens when the audit team this year, when they go, they have gone through this record of matters of continuing significance for future audits. They are equipped with it, they are in the knowledge कि आपने ऐसा सजेशन दिया है, क्लाइंट ने एक्सेप्ट किया है, बट इफेक्टिव 1 अक्टूबर से किया है. एंड सो ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ दैट ऑडिट, नंबर 1 दे विल नॉट रेज सच अ क्वेरी कि ऐसा चेंज क्यों किया है. नंबर 2 दे विल चेक कि भाई आपने कमिट किया था तो चेंज किया है या नहीं किया है. एंड दे विल ऑल्सो मॉनिटर कि चेंज करने के बाद जो भी हुआ है वो प्रॉपर हुआ है, इम्प्लीमेंट या नहीं हुआ है. And when you discuss this with the client or your team member discusses with the client would feel very happy that the quality of the team who is coming, they are aware of whatever were the preceding years open matters, and they are adding value, they are guiding your client to ensure that they are doing things in the right way. So that is where also it is very important that we have the audit documentation as from a year-on-year basis which moves ahead to be kept as a record of continuing significant matters. And if we have this proper documentation, we are also able to have peer review and external inspections done in a proper legal way. So timely preparation of audit documentation. When we talk of audit documentation, timely preparation of the audit documentation. So you have audit programs, like we said, audit plan, audit progress report. See, all these things has to become part of your office process. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि ऑडिट सब कंप्लीट हो जाने के बाद अभी हम लोग वो डॉक्यूमेंट कर रहे हैं, ऑडिट प्लान बनाने का, एपीआर बनाने का. नहीं, इट हैज टू बी द पार्ट एंड पार्सल. ऑटो पायलट मोड में आएगा तो ही इसका आपको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. इफ इट इज डन अ post facto just for the sake of doing it, then you will not get the audit efficiency what we have been talking about. So issues, memoranda, summaries of significant matters, letter of confirmation, checklists. See, I'll share some of the checklists which you can also start in your office. Now, all of you are aware that from 31st March, the institute has prescribed level 1, level 2, level 3 and level 4 entities for non-corporate, especially. पहले 3 level थे, अभी 4 level हो गए. Now, this is a checklist with respect to accounting standards. Now, this is a level 2 वाला ये है. So, every year, जब आपका ऑडिट चालू होता है या ऑडिट कंप्लीट होने के पहले, this is what your team should prepare. So you have the name of the entity, you have the financial year. So let us say financial year 2020-21. Now if it is a level 2 entity तो ये checklist आएगा. वैसे ही ये एक checklist है, this is for a level 3. तो वैसे ही level 1 का है and level 4 का भी है. तो इसमें आपने लिखा है that turnover for the immediately preceding accounting period on the basis of audited financial year exceeds 50 crore but does not exceed 250 crores. So yes or no. Borrowing in excess of 10 crores but not in excess of 50 crore, yes or no. And whether it is holding or subsidiary of any of the above during the accounting period. So first is that your team member has to write कि अगर ये level 2 entity है तो ये कौन से category में आती है. First on the basis of turnover or on the basis of borrowing or both. Because ये कोई भी एक entity ये criteria meet हो जाता है, then it becomes a level 2 entity. Now why is that important? Because I have seen, especially पहले भी जब 3 लेवल थे तो एक माइंडसेट SMPs का ऐसा बन गया था that कैश फ्लो है, सेगमेंट है, रिलेटेड पार्टी है, कि नॉन कॉर्पोरेट एंटिटीज है तो उसको अप्लाई ही नहीं होता है, which is technically incorrect. अगर लेवल 1 एंटिटी है तो कैश फ्लो अप्लाई होता है, रिलेटेड पार्टी अप्लाई होता है, सेगमेंट रिपोर्टिंग भी अप्लाई होता है. लेवल 2 होती है तो देयर आर सर्टेन स्टैंडर्ड्स where you have an exemption from the disclosure requirements but recognition are still applicable. So we have to be very clear that आपकी जो entity client है they fall in which level और उनको कौन कौन से standards apply होते हैं और उनके basis पे क्या क्या disclosure requirements है वो आपने satisfy की है कि नहीं की है. So that improves the audit efficiency definitely, क्योंकि आपकी audit team को ही पता होना चाहिए when they fill up this checklist, they themselves will come across a lot of things by which they would be able to make necessary corrections to the financial statements, notes, disclosure, whatever it is. And second, it will ensure a proper compliance, a proper quality of the audit that you are doing, कि जहां पे भी जो standard applicable है उसके related disclosure आप दे रहे हैं. It will improve the overall efficiency as well as overall quality. So अगर ये level 2 entity है, so first your team would be required कि भाई कौन से category में आती है, and then against each standard they need to write whether this is applicable or it is not applicable. तो इसमें जैसे pre-printed मैंने किया है, this is what we use in our office, कि भाई cash flow statement तो level 2 को not applicable होता है और ये क्यों एप्लीकेबल नहीं है? तो रीजन है, इज इट द लेवल ऑफ एंटरप्राइज और एंटिटी में ऐसे कोई ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं है, या फिर कोई और रीजन है. सो लेट अस से समथिंग लाइक अ वैल्यूएशन ऑफ इन्वेंटरीज. अगर सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी है, then I might say applicable no, and I would say that there are no such transaction. लेवल है AS2 एप्लीकेबल है, बट इस क्लाइंट में इन्वेंट्री एप्लीकेबल नहीं है बिकॉज ऐसा कोई इन्वेंट्री रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शन नहीं है. सो वैसे ही ये सारे स्टैंडर्ड्स है जो एप्लीकेबल है, दे शुड राइट ओवर हियर यस, एंड व्हाटएवर इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल दे शुड राइट नो. आपके पास जब बैलेंस शीट रिव्यू के लिए आती है, तब आपको यू शुड एंश्योर दैट दीज चेकलिस्ट आर आल्सो अकम्पनिंग दैट फॉर एट द रिव्यू स्टेज, नॉट एट द साइनिंग स्टेज. प्लीज इंश्योर ये आपके रिव्यू के लिए जब आती है बैलेंस शीट, तब ये सब फिलअप होके आ जाए आपके पास. देन इट इज यू विल इंश्योर, आप चेक कर लेंगे कि भाई प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट इक्विपमेंट एप्लीकेबल है, यस. फॉरेक्स एप्लीकेबल है, यस. तो फॉरेक्स रिलेटेड जो हम लोग को अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी देनी है वो दी गई है या नहीं दी है अपना अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसी. फॉरेक्स रिलेटेड गेन लॉस है या कुछ भी एडिशनल डिस्क्लोजर है, तो उसका कैसे आपने डिस्क्लोज किया है. So automatically the disclosure things would start falling in place once this checklist is prepared. Governments grants applicable, yes, no. Investments है, नहीं है, अगर है तो उसके related policy है, current है, non current है, at cost है, cost और NRV है, क्या है. So all these things would get reflected over here. Now you can see your refer note A, B. So these are where the standards are applicable, but there are exemptions, there are relaxations with respect to certain disclosure requirements, and this lists out those requirements with respect to employee benefit, lease, impairment and provision. And at the final, आपके जो भी टीम लीडर है या ऑडिट मैनेजर है या जो भी रिस्पॉन्सिबल पर्सन है, they have to sign this off, and this becomes a part of your audit documentation. तो आज कोई भी अगर लेटर से आए, when I come to visit your office to check, आपने ये फाइल में ये मेरे को दिखा दिया कि देखिए विशाल भाई ये वाला है, इसमें ये स्टैंडर्ड्स एप्लीकेबल है, उसके बेसिस पे भी चेक के डिस्क्लोजर भी दिया है, पॉलिसी भी दी है, एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स वी डू अ मैपिंग, एंड दैट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर ऑफिस प्रोसेस, दिस डॉक्यूमेंट. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड. आई अश्योर यू कि आप जब रिव्यू करेंगे आपका काफी टाइम इसमें सेव होगा इफ यू हैव सच चेकलिस्ट. चेकलिस्ट बनाने में कम टाइम जाता है, बट उसके after that जो compliances आपको होते हैं, you will feel a lot of satisfaction that you have complied with a lot of things. Similarly this is a level 3, तो इसमें भी same है कि भाई क्या क्या applicable है, नहीं applicable है, and then there are these relaxations on certain aspects which have been mentioned over here, so you can go through that as a part of. तो यहाँ पे भी आप reference के लिए दिया है refer note A, so that your team member should not miss out on whatever are the relaxations and depending on the level of the enterprise. Similarly, there is a checklist on the engagement and quality control standards or the standards on audit that we might say. For each year, again, we have to prepare this, we keep in our file कि कौन-कौन से standards on audit applicable है for that particular client. जैसा हमने आगे देखा था that we have relaxation only if a particular standard on audit is not applicable, or certain requirements within a standard on audit is not applicable. Otherwise, we have no relaxation on the compliance or the standards on audit. So these also you should ask your team members that they should fill this up. They should ensure कि जैसे ये है initial audit engagement opening balances, right? So अगर ये client ये audit आपको first time आया है, then definitely this should be yes. And प्लीज इंश्योर कि ये जब आप फिलअप करवाते हैं एज अ प्रोसेस, यू गो थ्रू दिस. ऐसा नहीं हो कि आपकी टीम ने बना दिया है और वो फाइल में आप बोलते हैं ठीक है फाइल में रख दो. ऐसा भी मैंने देखा है कि इनिशियल ऑडिट एंगेजमेंट वो लास्ट ईयर में से कॉपी पेस्ट कोई भी दूसरे क्लाइंट में से, लास्ट ईयर तो होता नहीं है बट कोई भी दूसरे क्लाइंट से कॉपी पेस्ट करके वो इसमें नो डाल देते हैं इन स्पाइट ऑफ इट बीइंग अ फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ ऑडिट. एंड दैट इज वेयर यू कैन पिक अप और पुल अप कि भाई ये नो क्यों है, ये तो यस होना चाहिए, ये फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ ऑडिट है हमारे लिए. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स दे बिकम वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चेक पॉइंट्स, एंड लाइक आई सेड दिस वुड डेफिनेटली, आई अश्योर यू, इंक्रीज योर ऑडिट efficiency as well as your audit quality. So these are the few checklists that I have said, and we should timely prepare these audit documents. Then we move to the assembly of the final audit file. Friends, this is another area where I feel that we can definitely improve. यहाँ पे मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ. I know I would not be able to see who is answering what they are answering. For the March 20 audits that have already been completed, signed off, everything, how many of us would be having more than 2 to 3 trial balances in our file for that client, or 2 to 3 tally या जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर बैकअप्स है वो हमारे फाइल में रहेगा आज के दिन भी? A majority I know would have said yes. It's good that we can't see each other, but a majority would have said yes. See, हम लोग का क्या होता है, being from Gujarat, I know that September, October is the time that normally all these audits and everything last minute pressure होता है. एक साथ हम लोग इतने सारे sign off करते हैं, return upload करते हैं, and then नवरात्रि आती है, दिवाली आती है, and then we forget everything. सब कुछ कबर्ड में डाल के we enjoy the festivals, we go out for holidays, and then we start the new season of compliance or whatever it is, और इसको भूल जाते हैं. My request, friends, over here is that please spend some time. जैसे दिवाली में घर की सफाई होती है ना, वैसे we should also do our audit files की सफाई. See, there are certain entries where clients depend on us. Again, when we talk of the SMEs, like depreciation, they ask us, और हमारी फाइल में वर्किंग होता है, और हमारी फाइल में क्या होता है, वो एक्सेल की पूरी फाइल होती है, अलग अलग शीट होती है, सब लिंक्ड अप होती है. सो वी मेक एनी चेंजेस, ऑटोमेटिकली दी पीएल और बैलेंस शीट जहां पे भी इंपैक्ट होता है वो सारा लिंक टू हुआ रहता है. So depreciation is one entry where normally they depend on us. Provision for tax is another entry. Deferred tax is another working where they depend on us. अगर पार्टनरशिप या एलएलपी है तो रेम्यूनरेशन टू पार्टनर्स अंडर 40B, ये वर्किंग नंबर्स जो है वो हम लोग फाइनल करते हैं. Share of profit, distribution of profit amongst the partners, post remuneration and post tax is something that we work out in the Excel file and all. But all these entries client के सॉफ्टवेयर में नहीं होती है. प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि नेक्स्ट ईयर फिर जब हम लोग ऑडिट के लिए जाते हैं तो नॉर्मली यू वुड हैव सीन, जो मैंने ऑडिट प्लान दिखाया, द फर्स्ट लाइन इज ओपनिंग बैलेंस वेरिफिकेशन. तो हम लोग फर्स्ट देखते हैं ओपनिंग बैलेंस वेरिफिकेशन. तो बिकॉज दीज एंट्रीज, क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज प्लस एनी रेक्टिफिकेशन एंट्रीज और एनी सच थिंग जो हमने कैपिटल, रेवेन्यू, टैक्स ऑडिट के टाइम कुछ मिला हो और रेक्टिफिकेशन डाली हो, सो वो सब डायरेक्ट एक्सेल में कर दिया है, क्लाइंट के सॉफ्टवेयर में नहीं हुआ है, तो वो ओपनिंग बैलेंस मैच नहीं होता है. एंड आई हैव सीन इन मेनी केसेस ओपनिंग बैलेंस वेरिफिकेशन अगर मैच नहीं होता है तो कभी उसमें 2 दिन 3 दिन चले जाते हैं ओपनिंग बैलेंस वेरीफाई करने. सितंबर अक्टूबर में when we sign off, the client on a regular basis उसकी अकाउंटिंग तो चालू है, तो उसने अप्रैल 21 लेटर से उन्होंने सब, और अप्रैल 20 उन्होंने मार्च 20 की बात करें तो उन्होंने अप्रैल 20 का सब स्टार्ट करके अक्टूबर तक आ गए. सो what has to be done is all these closing entries, I would request please ensure that you send to your client, या आप आपके ऑफिस के कोई असिस्टेंट को आपके क्लाइंट के वहां पे भेज दीजिए एंड टेल द क्लाइंट के ये सारी एंट्रीज आप डाल के ट्रायल बैलेंस का प्रिंट लेके, that final trial balance which matches with your audited financial statements, you sign that off, ask the client to sign it off and put it in your audit file, your final audit file. This is very, very important. We don't understand the importance that this फाइनल ट्रायल बैलेंस, और उसमें कभी कभी क्या होता है कि लास्ट ईयर जो ऑडिट टीम मैनेजर होता है या टीम लीडर होता है या जो भी होता है वो चेंज होता है इस साल, एंड देन वो क्लोजिंग एंट्रीज जो भी मिसिंग एंट्रीज है वो क्या है, वी आर नॉट एबल टू ट्रेस एंड आवर टीम दिस ईयर इज ब्रेकिंग देयर हेड टू फाइंड आउट. क्लाइंट तो बोलता है कि भाई आपने एंट्रीज सब डाली है, आपने क्लोज किया, आप देख लीजिए क्या गया, आप मेरे को करवा दीजिए, मैं डाल दूंगा. And we are, running from pillar to post trying to find out कि क्या क्या closing entries हमने हो सकती है या rectification entries हो सकती है जो last year करनी थी नहीं की. So my earnest request is again, जैसे मैंने engagement letter का बोला है आपको, मैं इसके लिए भी बोल रहा हूँ that please my earnest request, मई महीने में I know you would not be able to visit office, I fully appreciate, but at least whatever way you can interact with the client and see to it that you are able to pass all the entries related to 31st March 20, so that when you start your audit of 2021, at least opening balance verification में आपका टाइम ज्यादा नहीं जाए, जो एक रूटीन ऑडिट प्रोसेस है उतना जितना टाइम जाता है वही आपका टाइम उसमें इन्वेस्ट हो. Another thing is about a lot of पेपर्स आर रिसीव्ड बाय स्कैन, और अभी तो व्हाट्सएप आ गया है तो क्लाइंट को बहुत इजी हो गया, उसके अकाउंटेंट को बोलते हैं कि ये डोनेशन का रिसीट, तो वो फोटो क्लिक करके व्हाट्सएप कर देता है, एंड व्हाट्सएप के बेसिस पे हम लोग टैक्स ऑडिट पे डाल के रिटर्न फाइल सब कुछ कर देते हैं. बट नाउ दैट इज ऑल्सो एन इम्पॉर्टेंट ऑडिट डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर योर टैक्स ऑडिट. सो प्लीज इंश्योर दैट ऐसी सारी इमेजेस है, स्कैन फाइल कभी कभी ईमेल में अटैच होके आती है, कोई कॉमन मेल आईडी हम लोग के ऑफिस का होता है और उसमें सब पुल इन होता है, सो दैट आवर पर्सनल ईमेल आईडी इज नॉट डिस्टर्ब, एंड एक कॉमन आईडी होता है जिसमें सब क्लाइंट्स के आते हैं. एंड देन सो please pick up from those email IDs, please pick up from those WhatsApping, whatever has been done, and ensure that you are sorting them, you collate them, you cross-reference them, or you give a proper file name by which the retrieval becomes easy. See, you might feel that Vishal bhai, aap jo bol rahe hain wo possible kaise hai, but you can imagine whenever, and I can assure you that almost all professionals who are here today, at some point in time, you would have faced this challenge कि आपको कुछ ढूंढना हो, आपको पता है आपके पास आया है बट आपको नहीं मिल रहा है in your servers or hard copy or whatever it is. And that is where I'm saying that the assembly of the final audit file, please ensure that once the season goes, the next week or 10 days, yes, you may celebrate the completion of the season, you may start your collection, billing, collection, everything, but please also ensure that ये सारा जो है signing off है, we'll talk about the management representation letter, all those things, you complete your audit file. Permanent file is something which you must keep. Permanent file, see, बहुत बार क्या होता है पार्टनरशिप में, पार्टनरशिप डीड चेंज हुई है, you have taken new partners, there is a change in remuneration ratio or whatever it might be. Now it is parked in the file, जो साल में आपका चेंज हुआ है उस साल की ऑडिट फाइल में रहता है. We have all studied during the course of our CA exam that there is a concept of a permanent audit file. So for all our clients, we have the partnership deed, we have the amendment to partner, modifications to the partnership deeds, retirement deeds, so उनके registration of PAN है, GSTIN है, उनके background of the company है, what we discussed earlier about the open points for the next year's audit, all those things could be in the permanent audit file. I'll show you in our office what we have. We do have a permanent audit file, or you can see this PDF that this is a file updation sheet. तो जो हमारे फाइल रहता है उसमें फ्रंट कवर के पीछे, so you can say the inside front cover, उसमें ये पेस्ट किया हुआ रहता है. Permanent files are kept under lock and key, nobody has access to it, and whosoever wants, the keys lies with the partner or a senior level person, and that person is responsible to ensure that permanent file का कोई भी document कोई नहीं निकाल सकता है, and किसी को भी डालना है, so they have to put this permanent file update कि भाई addition, amendment, deletion, आपके समझिए रेंट अग्रीमेंट्स होते हैं, कभी कभी लॉन्ग टर्म लीज होते हैं 8-9 साल का, तो every 3 years there might be an escalation clause. So all these if you put in your permanent file, it is very easy to retrieve, and even for a new audit team member it becomes something very easy, where he goes through the permanent file for, let us say, 1 hour, 2 hours or half a day depending on the client and the file, and he equips himself or herself and is prepared for that audit. And you can imagine कि अगर आप एक permanent file अलग कर दे for each of your client, how much time you would save in educating your staff about a client. मतलब वो ऑडिट पे जा रहे हैं तो आप उसको बैकग्राउंड दे रहे हो, या वो किसी और से बैकग्राउंड दे रहे हैं, या आपके कोई एम्प्लॉई है नॉन सीए हो या सीए हो इज विथ यू सिंस 10-15 years, वो उसको पूछ रहा है क्या है क्या नहीं, एक आप फाइल रख दीजिए तो कितना टाइम सेव होगा, you would not imagine. And I would say this is also a part of audit efficiency. When we say that we are able to save time and improve that the focus of the audit, then definitely that is increasing the audit efficiency. So all this is about the final audit file. Retention of audit documentation, it is 7 years. 7 years from the date of your audit report, not from the end of the financial year. That is from SQC1, the retention of audit document, it is 7 years from the date of your audit report. So that is what is the retention. And ownership of audit documentation, definitely it is your ownership. Nobody else can claim, your client cannot claim that it is his property, it is definitely your property. SA 260, communication with those charged with governance. If I talk in a simple layman term, I would say that this is having a meeting with your client, right? So we need to communicate with TCWG, that is what it says, those charged with governance or proprietor hai, partner hai. I'll tell you, one is from the standards on audit compliance. Second is that how it can add value to your practice. See, in many cases, what we have got very good rapport with the client when it comes on the personal front. हम लोग उनसे बात करते हैं, we call them, कैसी तबीयत है, is that all those things, if it's not good, we call, we are, everything is fine. But when it comes to the professional work, there is hardly any communication on the audit front that is happening with the client. Now, where it might impact? See, significant accounting policies वगैरह आपने जो भी लिया, because we have seen, especially in the small and medium enterprises, a lot of work at the client's place is delegated to their accounts team, their accounts department, or in majority of the cases there are part-time accountants or non-qualified accountants. और हमारी team जो है, and even हम लोग, we interact with the accountants and we finalize the accounts and everything, and on certain matters we discuss with the proprietor or the partner with respect to the profits and the provision for tax and all those stuff. We do not, in a lot of cases, communicate the value addition that we have done during the course of our audit. हमने क्या process change करवाए हैं, या कोई process change की जरूरत है, where we feel that certain more controls are required to be exercised. That are the things that we miss out to communicate, that what value addition we have done. The tax audit threshold limit has been increased from 5 crore to 10 crores. I can tell you in our case, there are many clients who are now out of the tax audit as per the law, but then they still want our firm to continue with the audit in spite of there being a cost. There would be fees that we would be charging. In spite of that, they want us to continue with the audit because we have been interacting with them, we have been adding value to their whole process, and they know, okay, ये लोग अगर एक बार audit करेंगे, then there is the comfort that they get. Second thing is that whatever are the new matters that would be coming up. See, like I'm saying, we e-invoicing, right? It has come down and to 50 crores. Now I very shortly, I believe that ठीक है, ये COVID चल रहा है, but maybe 1st April of next year, it might again come down to 10 crores or 5 crores or maybe in a couple of years time. Have we educated our client? Have we discussed with our client that this is something that they have to be prepared for? This is something where you will have to again, or they will have to ask you, you will have to provide that service of integrating their masters, accounting master है, product master है, pricing master है, tally में ये सब आपको incorporate करके आपको जो e-invoicing का platform है उसके साथ आपको bridge करना है. So have we discussed with them, or have we looked at as a professional opportunity? So these are the things. जैसे Schedule 3 के changes आए हैं, for companies they have come out with this about the audit trail. So have we discussed with them that we audit trail, हमको as an auditor we have to report, but as a client typically what audit trail they need to, how it would impact them, that they have to do entries on a daily basis. There cannot be changes in entries that would be picked up by the trail, and especially with respect to cash entries and cash agar negative jata hai and all those stuff. See, they have to be educated, and when we meet them, when we interact with them, when we tell them all these things, they appreciate the value addition that we are giving. Because finally, let me tell you friends, audit fees is decided by the proprietor, partner or the director. It is not decided by the accountant. And when you are interacting with the top level management, then your justification, जब हम लोग fees increase की बात करते हैं, then definitely it would have a better impact or a faster approval because they know what time and the services that you are delivering or you are investing. So from both the count, and normally what happens that when you are making a formal meeting, a formal visit to your client's place, you would always have 2-3 matters documented, send to them in advance that these are the points that we would be discussing upon, and made that as part of your documentation under SA 260. That yes, you had gone and met them, you have discussed some of these aspects which you can see on your screen, and on that basis you have had an interaction, you have sent them a list also of the things that you feel are important issues to be discussed and how have they been overcome during the audit or in subsequent years audit, and all those becomes part of your audit documentation. We go to the next set of the standards on audit, on the risk assessment. SA 315 again we talk of the risk of material misstatement ROM, वही जो हम लोग short में बोलते हैं. So we have to understand the entity, its environment, especially अभी ये COVID times फिर से start हो रहा है. So let us say somebody in the airline industry or some ancillary unit attached to an airline industry, they would definitely feel the impact about the COVID. Let us say a hotel industry, one of our clients is into hotel industry, so he would also feel the impact of this COVID-19. So depending on कौन सी industry है, क्या है, क्या कौन सी nature of entity है, like I said that ये अभी audit trail वाला जो आया है, तो all companies, corporates, private limited and limited, they would definitely be impacted on that. उनके internal controls क्या है? So all these things you need to identify and assess and find out what is the risk that you are carrying. The next I would say take is SA 320, and overview is that about materiality. Again, this is something which is important. I will share an Excel file. I have shared an Excel file which you should see on your screen. So materiality, again going by that example which I took earlier, कि client ने phone किया, ready है, हमने team को भेज दिया. Now team को क्या बोलते हैं, हम लोग के normal practice होती है कि भाई आप 20% वाउचिंग करिए या 15% वाउचिंग करिए या 40% करिए, परचेस करिए, JV सारे करिए, and all those stuff is a standard thing. Have we ever looked into the materiality aspect? Now I'll say first of all how to determine the materiality. So let us say हम लोग March 21 की audits की बात कर रहे हैं अभी. So at the standalone level, में total assets. So see these are various parameters. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये स्टैंडर्ड में प्रिस्क्राइब्ड है, ये एक इंडिकेटिव है कि आप ऐसे ऐसे पैरामीटर्स ले सकते हैं एंड उसको आपको एक बेंचमार्किंग रेट देना है मटीरियलिटी के लिए. सो मैंने 2 साल का एवरेज लिया है, आप 3 साल का लेना चाहे 3 साल का लीजिए, कोई इशू नहीं है. सो दिस इज टोटल एसेट्स, देन दिस इज प्रॉपर्टी प्लांट इक्विपमेंट प्लस इंटेंजिबल. सो टिपिकली फिक्स्ड एसेट्स जो हम लोग बोलते हैं, रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम ऑपरेशंस, प्रॉफिट है, ये 2 साल के फिगर्स है, दीज आर ऑल इन रुपीज लैक्स, राइट. सो इट इज अ 50 करोड़ टोटल एसेट्स और 50 करोड़ टर्नओवर वाली कंपनी है या ये एंटिटी है. उसका एवरेज लिया 2 साल का. मटीरियलिटी का एक मैंने अज्यूम्ड बेंचमार्किंग किया है एट 0.5%. सो ये फॉर ईच ऑफ द पैरामीटर मेरा मटीरियलिटी लेवल आ गया इन टर्म्स ऑफ लैक्स. सो नाउ बिकॉज आई हैव टू मिनिमाइज माई रिस्क ऑफ मटीरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट, I will take the least of these numbers, which comes to 5 lakh of rupees. So my materiality, which is lowest, it comes to 5 lakh rupees. अभी मैं sampling करता हूँ and there are inherent limitations we said in an audit process and all those things. So I want to further, मेरे को risk ज़्यादा नहीं लेना है. I want to still come down. So what I say is that my performance materiality would be 75% of this 5 lakhs, which is 3.75 lakhs. So again ये 75% कोई प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं है. 50% to 90% आप कुछ भी रेंज ले सकते हैं, आप 100% भी ले सकते हैं. But so this comes to 3.75 lakhs. मतलब मेरा materiality threshold for a 50 crore company is 3.75 lakhs. If I go to triviality, मतलब मैं इंडिविजुअल वाउचर की बात कर रहा हूँ कि भाई कितना छोटा से छोटा हो कि उसका क्या है. तो यहाँ पे मैंने ट्रिवियलिटी ली है और 1% ऑफ माई ओरिजिनल मटीरियलिटी, दैट इज 5 lakhs का 1% is 5,000 rupees. So you can imagine that if I say that less than 5,000, how many errors or omissions would be there less than 5,000, that it would come to 3.75 lakhs. So there would be about 75 such instances of amounts equal to 5,000. अगर errors, omissions, misstatement है तो वो सब इकट्ठा होके compile होके it would come to my materiality of 3.7. Now in how many clients you would find 75 such instances of errors, omissions of up to very few. So what I am trying to say here is that I will instruct my team कि 5,000 के नीचे के जो भी vouchers है, amounts है, उसको आप ignore कर दो. That is the triviality. They are very trivial, right? So now what happens कि आपके जो audit plan है, यहाँ पे if you remember there was this remarks column. You can see the PDF file. So over here you in the remarks or over here in the remarks you can say that the materiality level is 5,000 rupees for this particular client, and therefore none of the vouching below 5,000 is to be done, right? So now what would happen that if you say that 20% of the vouchers are to be selected for the purpose of audit. So now अगर 20 vouchers आपको लेने हैं और I would say 20 vouchers आपको करने हैं तो random आप every 5th voucher, 7th voucher, 10th voucher जो भी आप practice follow करते हैं तो that would be picking up even a 100 rupee voucher or 5 lakh rupee voucher सब कुछ आता है उसमें. So now otherwise if you say कि you first filter out all the vouchers which are less than 5,000 उसको ignore करो. So in the tally or whatever you say all amounts greater than 5,000 उसका लिस्ट निकाल के आप उस पर 20% लगाइए. Then I can tell you, I can assure you that your overall percentage that you of coverage with respect to that 20% would be much higher than when you do on the 20% without applying the materiality thresholds. So by that what happens, आप time vouchers उतने ही देख रहे हो maybe, या तो आप कम भी देखो. If you have the total vouchers का आप अगर 20% ले रहे हैं, let us say 100 vouchers का आप 20% ले रहे हैं, so you would examine 20 vouchers. और अगर आप फिल्टर कर रहे हो कि भाई less than 5,000 हटा दो, फिर जितने बचते हो उसके आप 20% करो. So let us say less than 5,000 के 20 vouchers है, they get out of 80%, 80 vouchers you do 20%, you do 16 vouchers. So पहले 20, 16, so 4 vouchers, that time also you save. And second is ये 16 vouchers का total amount of examination जितना होगा that would be much more than the 20 vouchers. So in both ways you are increasing the audit efficiency as well as you are also increasing and improving your audit quality. So materiality is something which I feel all of us can definitely put into practice. So my third homework, दो होमवर्क हम लोग मैंने आपको बोले थे मई में. वन वाज एंगेजमेंट लेटर. आई एम रिपीटिंग इट बिकॉज आई वांट यू टू डू इट. एंगेजमेंट लेटर इज वन. सेकंड इज विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू your final audit files, trial balances and the data and all, cleaning that up for March 20. And this is the third one, that prepare materiality levels for all your clients for March 21. Take March 20 and March 19 audited numbers आपके पास already है, उसके basis पे you can have your own benchmark. Please don't change benchmark from entity to entity. As a firm you can have a standard benchmarking unless the business is such that you need to go for any variation. Otherwise standardize this format, you apply to all the clients and apply all the materiality and keep the materiality threshold ready before you start the March 21 audits. So audit evidence, we have discussed a lot about the documentation. Now we talk of the evidence. You have the inspection, observation, external confirmations. We are doing all these things, recalculation, reperformance. वो अगर depreciation या stock valuation का कुछ आता है तो हम लोग Excel में फिर से check करते हैं. We do inspection, हम लोग vouching वगैरह करते हैं. कोई factory या उनके office में या कहीं पे जाके physical verification हम लोग inspect observe करते हैं. So all these things we do. And therefore all these, but we need to document them and we need to keep them on record in a proper way as an audit evidence. External confirmations, again friends, this is another area where we feel we sympathize with the client के client इतना छोटा है तो अभी external confirmations की क्या जरूरत है. You know, this is what comes out. But whether the standards on audit says that, whether it gives us that exemption, if the standards on audit does not give us the exemption, तो please pardon me, but हम लोग कौन होते हैं exemption देने वाले, right? It is for our benefit, our documentation that we have to do. So when it comes to the SMEs, we might tone down the number of confirmation requests that we are sending and we might be selective, but we have to be very selective in the way that it helps. So first is all loan given and loan taken 100% उसके confirmation with the interest amount होने चाहिए. That is one set of confirmations which we must insist on always. Second is that exceptional accounts, जैसे when we talk of trade receivables या trade payables, those accounts where the balance, opening balance वही closing balance है, वहाँ पे we should insist on a confirmation to be sent or confirmation to be obtained. जहाँ पे ओपनिंग बैलेंस और क्लोजिंग बैलेंस सेम है, बीच में ट्रांजैक्शंस हुए हैं, वो पे हो गए, सो परचेज किया है उसका पे कर दिया, सेल किया है आ गया, बट देयर आर सम अमाउंट्स व्हिच आर नॉन मूविंग. द अकाउंट इज नॉट नॉन मूविंग बट सम अमाउंट्स व्हिच आर नॉन मूविंग, सो इन दोस केसेस वी मस्ट obtain a balance confirmation. Third is where the amounts are being paid on account, not on a bill to bill payments which are being made, because there have been some fraud which have been identified in such accounts, and that is why I am saying that where there are no bill to bill payments or receipts, such accounts also we should and we must send for confirmation. Or where there are large volumes of transactions which are happening, large number of debit notes, credit notes being exchanged or issued, such accounts. So you should filter out the accounts that you feel that these are causing under the risk assessment. अपना जो auditor का typical रहता है, उसमें we need to identify and we should take them as part of that and send the confirmations. Important thing is that when we send the confirmations, we should go for a positive confirmation request, not a negative confirmation request. मतलब negative confirmation request क्या होता है कि when we send the confirmation letter, client sends the confirmation letter और उसमें ऐसा लिखा है कि अगर आपका ये balance confirm नहीं होता है तो ही आप हमको लिखिए, otherwise we presume it is okay. So that is what the standards on audit says, that a negative confirmation has less persuasive audit evidence value than a positive confirmation. So a positive confirmation is कि भाई आपका जो भी balance है आप kindly confirm करिए, that is a positive confirmation. Second thing is that the confirmation should come directly to the auditor, either by email or by post, courier, whatever it might be. They should come directly to the auditor and should not be via the client as far as possible. Third is if it comes via the client, then you have to examine whether you are satisfied, or see, we all know कि कहीं पे उसके accountant ने कहीं पे कुछ गलती की है या कुछ unexplainable things अगर हुई है, then we all know कि अगर कोई PDF में भी confirmation देता है, so that PDF file I can remove from the email, have another PDF file, do the signature का इधर उधर paste edit करके I can send it, forward it to the auditor saying कि ये confirmation आ गया and we put on record. So to avoid that, wherever you feel that यहाँ पे कुछ गड़बड़ लग रहा है, you can directly again send that mail to the client saying, or to the vendor or the customer जिसका भी confirmation है, confirming कि भाई ये आपने भेजा है, ये बराबर है या नहीं. So please ensure that as an auditor you must take external confirmations. It is again not very time consuming. आप इसको process बना दीजिए and you should not do it after March. As far as possible, अगर दिसंबर का अगर है, दिसंबर के बाद अगर अकाउंट्स रेडी होते हैं या एक ऑडिट हो जाता है तो तब भेजिए, otherwise send it as early as possible so that before you sign off, if there are any reconciliation items or differences that can be taken cognizance of, or necessary rectification entries can be passed before you sign off. Analytical procedures, again this is a very important aspect of our audit. Analytical procedures typically, I would say in a layman's language, would be a ratio analysis. When we say that expense as a percentage of sales and percentage of expense or purchase or your profits or whatever it might be, there might be different ways. I'll show a checklist again over here. This is a finalization checklist you can see on your screen, an Excel file. So this is what we send to the client. March end होता है, April में हम लोग सभी clients को ये भेजते हैं, where it talks about what are the documents which we require for verification, right? So it goes through routine audit, trial balance है, फिर share capital है आपका, sorry this should be March 21, I changed. Share capital company अगर है, reserves है, borrowings में क्या क्या चाहिए, board resolution चाहिए, any loan repaid fully, then no due certificate, charge satisfaction का, unsecured loans है तो उसके documents, terms and conditions, all those things. Deposits from directors अगर है तो उसके declaration that they have not borrowed and given it to the company. So all these things are the documents which we require and we send it to the client in advance, so that when our team goes for audit, we ask them कि भाई ये आपका कितना ready है, इसके basis पे आप ready करके रखिए. So you can see this is a very comprehensive list of activities or documents that we would require under various categories. और अगर ये documents सारे जो भी applicable है वो आ जाते हैं तो let me assure you आपका 70-80% of the documentation and audit work has been completed. It is over, right? So you have trade payables, current liabilities, provisions, everything is there. So this is the full list. And अगर यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे columns में, so interim audit में क्या क्या हो गया है check, final में क्या क्या check करना है, ये उसमें जैसे some prepaid expense का reversal है तो वो opening interim audit में हो जाता है, final में dates on which documents required to be mentioned, dates on which documents available to auditor for verification. तो ये client देगा कि भाई हम लोग कौन कौन सी डेट में ये सबमिट करेंगे, कब मिला है, remarks, all these things are there. So this is a comprehensive checklist, another checklist in addition to what I have shown you earlier, which you can have फिर ये annexures है for contingent liabilities and all, which you can ask the client or even your team member whosoever is going for audit to fill that up, so that you have a full list. आपके पास जब आता है review के लिए या sign off के लिए, तो ये सारे fill up होते आते हैं, तो then you are aware कि भाई documentation सारा complete है. So this is investments and then cash balance certificate, and you have the CARO, the related party. Now this is where the ratios come. So you have revenue from operations, तो ये आपका year end figures है. Increase decrease क्या reason है, ये reason पूरा लिख के आता है. Reasons required for each item, let us say 5% threshold है, तो item to item ratio of cost of materials consumed, purchase, inventories, finance cost, depreciation, amortization, other expense, profit, tax, profit to turnover ratios, all those things. Balance sheet के जो भी ratios है कि trade payables to turnover क्या है, whether it has improved, it has deteriorated, whatever it is. So all these are the substantive audit procedures which you need to do, and then you need to link this up to your subgroupings and subschedules also. So that is what is the analytical procedure. Another thing I'll tell you as a that when you do the analytical procedure, you should keep it in mind that whenever you are doing a comparison, कहीं पे previous year में figure आ रहा है और current year में नहीं है, so that should form part of your reasoning. मतलब टीम को पहले से ही बोल के रखना है कि भाई इसका आप रीजन लिख के लाओ कि लास्ट ईयर था इस साल क्यों नहीं है, और वाइस वर्सा, लास्ट ईयर नहीं है इस साल कोई फिगर आ रहा है तो व्हाई इज दैट. एंड आई टेल यू इन मेनी ऑफ द केसेस यू विल अंडरस्टैंड या तो प्रोविजन छूट गया है या तो कोई रेक्टिफिकेशन है, ग्रुपिंग रीग्रुपिंग हुआ है. सो यू विल कम अक्रॉस दीज थिंग्स व्हिच वुड, लाइक आई सेड, improve your audit quality. The certification of financial statements, it would improve definitely. So this is also an important standard which we need to keep it in mind. Audit sampling, we discussed about materiality, and there are various methods of audit sample which we have been following since so many years. So I will not take much time, but yes, there are random samples, there are various methods which you can select upon. Random selection है, systematic है, monetary unit है, haphazard selection है. Sometimes people do a lot of scrutiny based vouching because सब कुछ SAP पे या ऐसे आ जाता है, तो and the volumes are such that vouching or normal vouching is not possible, so it is more of a scrutiny based vouching, so everything is possible. Subsequent events, इसका accounting standard भी है, schedule 3 में भी है, और ऐसे standards on audit में भी है. So we have to ensure that we have to perform audit procedures. Let us say April का हम लोग कुछ देख ले या May का random scrutiny कर ले, by which we come to know that whether there are any such items which needs to be provided for in the month of March, or there are some events that have taken place which we need to either make a provision for or make a disclosure in the financial statements, may not need a monetary adjustment as per the accounting standards. That is the adjusting event, non-adjusting event वाला जो फंडा है, उसके basis पे we might need to ensure that the subsequent event standard is properly complied with. Going concern, SF570, again these are the various parameters under which so these are what is listed in the standard on audit itself. These are the examples that individually or collectively may cause significant doubt on the ability to continue as a going concern. So it is not necessary that कोई भी एक factor trigger हो गया so we can say कि going concern is doubtful. So we need to look from entity to entity based on the risk, the type of entity, कितने इसमें से parameters उनको apply होते हैं, and on that basis we need to understand whether going concern assumption is impaired or not. Written representations, friends, again this is something which is a must. MRL, what we say. And so we have the engagement letter to start the audit. We have all the audit documentation. We did the audit plan, the audit progress, we had the various checklists, the materiality, and finally when we sign off, written representation is what we must have in our file. Why it is important? See, it is not, it is a substitute for audit. Let me make it very clear. It is not a substitute for audit, but it is just a confirmation from the management that yes, these are the numbers that have been provided in the financial statements. And also, see, this comes from the management. It is on the letterhead of the client, which you can see on your screen, a sample MRL in case of a non-corporate entity, and where the client says whatever is their responsibility, they give by way of MRL. So जो engagement letter में लिखा था, उसी का mirror image यहाँ पे आ जाता है as MRL, and then they confirm to the best of their knowledge about the accounting policies, जो भी है, accounting estimates, property, plant, equipment, about title deeds. So all these things are there, capital commitment, investments, all inventories, and there's a full, so all the items in your financial statements would typically get covered by virtue of this management representation letter. And friends, let me tell you again, there is no such excuse कि भाई छोटी entity है तो उसमें MRL की जरूरत नहीं है. There is no such exemption that has been given. MRL is required for all clients, and therefore my earnest request is, again, one more homework that I am giving in this difficult situation, a lockdown situation, is March 21 या March 20 के आपने जो भी साइन ऑफ किए हैं फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स, उसके एक बार MRL बनवा दीजिए. You have the standard templates, you can change the numbers, और जो जो एप्लीकेबल कोई क्लाइंट में नहीं है वो आप पॉइंट्स आप डिलीट कर दीजिए, बुलेट्स वो डिलीट करके. Please ensure that March 20 के you can put on record even as on today, and once it is done, then it becomes a part of the cycle. Next year से क्या होगा, that when you send your financial statements to the client, their financial statements for signature, at that point in time itself you can mail the MRL to them, ask them to take a printout on their letterhead, and so that they are able to send the signed MRL for your record. वो कॉपी, आपका जो कॉपी है वो साइंड MRL आपको फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट साइन होकर आपके पास आते हैं, उसके साथ ही MRL हो जाए, आपकी फाइनल ऑडिट फाइल क्लोजर के लिए इट बिकम्स easier. But it is mandatory to take written representation. Using the work of other auditors, I would not spend much time on this, because this is where you have a holding subsidiary sort of a relationship, or where there are group accounts. In case there are any specific questions, anybody can get in touch with me. Using the work of internal auditors, again, over here also, in case there is an internal audit that is applicable, it is important that the statutory auditor has an interaction with the internal auditor to understand कि उनका scope क्या है. Internal audit का बहुत बार क्या होता है, that for the small enterprises which are covered under internal audit, the internal auditor के scope में रहता है 100% vouching. So now अगर internal auditor 100% vouching कर रहा है तो फिर मैं क्यों 20% vouching करूँ? Then I would go into a scrutiny based vouching, by which I would be able to save a lot of my time, and I might be able to utilize the same time but bring about a lot of audit efficiency and improve the audit quality. I can focus on important areas if I don't do the vouching, or I don't duplicate whatever the internal auditor is doing. So we need to have interaction, or we need to have an understanding about the scope and the extent of work of the internal audit that we can use, and then we use the work of the internal. Definitely ये सब में small enterprises, when we talk, they would be having another CA firm as their internal auditor wherever it is applicable, and therefore we would not doubt on the capabilities of that auditor, but at the same time we can use the work, or we can work in sync with the internal auditor. जैसे हम लोग टैक्स ऑडिट करते हैं तो इंटरनल ऑडिटर को बोल सकते हैं कि भाई जो स्टैट्यूटरी ड्यूज है वो आप मत चेक करना, हम लोग कर लेंगे, बिकॉज दैट एज इट इज वी नीड टू रिपोर्ट, हम लोग को करना ही है. So you can avoid the duplication of the efforts, by which even for the client it can be a better situation, because that might reduce the quantum of fees that is paid to internal auditor or to us, because we are saving time on those or avoiding the duplication. Audit conclusions and reporting. So this is about the audit report, Stunt SA 700. So everybody is aware about the flow of the audit report. सिर्फ एक मैं बोलना चाहूँगा that wherever going concern, there is a material uncertainty with respect to going concern, and there is a specific paragraph that is required after basis of opinion on the going concern. Key audit matters is in case of listed companies. Other information is where the companies, again mainly for listed companies, because that is where they come out with the annual report जो shareholders को जाता है. तो उसमें other than the financial statements, जो management discussion analysis, board report वगैरह रहता है, उसमें जो भी numbers होते हैं, उसमें the auditor has to confirm that they are in sync with the financial statements. That is what is the other information. Then auditor's responsibility for the audit of the file, that is our report on legal, CARO, signature, UDIN, place. So all those things are the normal things which we give. Key audit matters, again friends, this is with respect to I would say listed companies, so I would not spend time on this, because as per my discussion with the convener, this might not be applicable over here. Modifications, again qualified opinion, adverse opinion, disclaimer of opinion. I will just say what is the difference between the three. but my request is that we should not hesitate from qualifying. Yeah, sorry. We should not hesitate from qualifying. So qualified opinion may, what happens is that we are saying that everything is true and fair. Financial statements, they give a true and fair view except for certain matters. So we are saying some ठीक है, true and fair है, except for certain matters like inventory, ये वो, whatever might be, which we have to give as part of the audit report or on the basis of qualified opinion paragraph में वो सब list करके, and then we have to say that except for these things. That is what is a qualified opinion. Adverse opinion says that in the basis of opinion हम लोग जो भी description देते हैं कि ये नहीं किया, ये follow नहीं किया, ये नहीं किया, we are saying that because of those matters, the financial statements do not give a true and fair review. That is what is an adverse opinion, right? तो पहले में and बोलते हैं true and fair है subject to this. Second में बोलते हैं because of this true and fair नहीं है. And disclaimer of opinion is where we say that we are not able to express an opinion कि whether it is true and fair है या नहीं है. That is what is the disclaimer of opinion. So there are various things. ये मैट्रिक्स है, ये भी स्टैंडर्ड में आपको मिल जाएगी where you can see कि कौन से सिचुएशन में कैसे टाइप का ओपिनियन अपने को देना है. Emphasis of matter and other matter paragraphs. Again, friends, I would say that this is something which you can use. This is not a qualification, but at the same time, where you feel as an auditor, you need to draw attention of the user. The see, what I'm saying is many times you are giving an audit report, जो banks को जाती है, आपके client की credit facilities है, and therefore you want, समझिए COVID impact है. You must have seen many audit reports of last time, where COVID की note दी है कि भाई उसका impact नहीं आएगा financials पे, या जो impact आएगा in case they are assessing that, and the auditor what they saw. Emphasis of matter paragraph ऐसा होता है where disclosures are made in the financial statements, but the auditor feels that they are significant and he wants to draw attention of the reader of the audit report to that particular matter. So you have to give reference of that paragraph and say that whatever is there in the emphasis of matter paragraph. So that is what is emphasis of matter when it is appropriately presented or disclosed in the financial statements. In the other matter paragraph जो है, जहाँ पे जो disclosure नहीं किया है financial statements में और auditor को कुछ emphasize करना है, that comes in the other matter paragraph. So I would just say, to make matters simple, at WRC last year I was chairman of this accounting standards committee, and we have come out with a publication with an online search engine. WRC के home page में जाएंगे तो you will find a tab of anthology, और उसमें there are 3 publications which are linked over there. You can go there, you can do a search, and you can find out कि emphasis में कैसे कैसे आते हैं reporting, other matter में क्या क्या आता है, qualification में क्या आता है. Auditor relating to other information, I said this is more for listed companies, so I will skip that. So friends, now, so we talked everything from the engagement letter, MRL audit report with respect to historical financial statements or normal audits. I would just request, because I have seen many such certifications जो normal audit नहीं होते हैं, but it converts the audit report as if it is a normal audit. So my request is, whatever is not a normal audit, please break लगाइएगा एक बार, open these standards. Institute की website पे आपको मिल जाएगा resources में all these standards on audit. You ask your team member that when I'm signing this comes under which standard or under which guidance. Why I'm saying, जो opinion paragraph रहता है हमारा true and fair view, that is with respect to historical financial statements. बाकी जो certifications या specialized areas या कुछ भी होता है, उसमें opinion paragraph might be different. So it is for your benefit, because in many cases what happens is that the illustrative formats in some of these standards, it says where you say that, you know, because I have not done an audit, I am unable to express an opinion. So that is for your benefit, for your safety, that you ensure that you give the report in the right format. So जैसे ये SA 800 है, special consideration audit prepared in accordance with special purpose stream. I know it would not be applicable, I am just giving an example. जैसे telecom companies रहती है, so for their calculation or computation of the license fees and all, they would have a special framework in which the financial numbers will be presented and on the basis of which license fees is calculated. Oil and gas producing companies जो रहती है, they have this production sharing contract, especially in the oil industry, where जो भी output आता है, there is a sharing with the government that they have to do. तो उसके जो डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ ये गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट जो डीजी रहता है, उनके रिलेटेड देयर इज अ स्पेशल फ्रेमवर्क. तो उसमें इफ वी हैव टू गिव दैट सर्टिफिकेशन ऑफ दोज फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स, देन वी हैव टू गिव एज पर SA 800. सिमिलरली SA 805, अगर आप बैंक बैलेंस सर्टिफाई कर रहे हैं या सिर्फ कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट सर्टिफाई कर रहे हैं या कोई नोट्स सर्टिफाई कर रहे हैं इंडिविजुअली, देन यू गो एज पर SA 805. SA 810 समरी आप अब्रिज फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बना रहे हैं, विच आर फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स but less than the normal financial statements that you are preparing, then you fall back on SA 810 and you go into the illustrative formats which are there and issue your report accordingly. Standard on review engagements, engagement to review historical financial statements 2400. So where you are not the auditor, audit कोई और कर रहा है, but फिर भी आपको for any reason you have to perform a review of the historical financial statements, right? Then you go and give a report as per SRE 2400, because this is a limited assurance engagement, क्योंकि आपने audit नहीं किया है, आप auditor है भी नहीं, आप audit करेंगे भी नहीं. So it is a limited assurance engagement and it is not an audit, and therefore your opinion paragraph, you will not give an audit opinion. So don't just do an error of doing a copy paste from the normal audit report. आपका कोई भी normal से deviation आता है, please, like I said, एक बार break लगाइए, ask 5 questions to your team or to yourself कि ये क्या है, क्यों है, किसके स्टैंडर्ड में या कौन सा टेक्निकल लिटरेचर में फॉल होता है, उसमें इलस्ट्रेटिव फॉर्मेट है रिपोर्ट का, वो रिपोर्ट उसके बेसिस पे मैं ये रिपोर्ट दे रहा हूँ नहीं दे रहा हूँ. ask these 4-5 questions and I assure you, you will be much more comfortable and safe. Assurance engagements other than audit or review of historical financial statements, again these are SAEs. इसमें एक है SAE 3400, the examination of prospective financial information in case that is required to be certified about prospective financial information, then you go to SAE 3400 and give your report on the basis of the formats given over there. Again, related services 4410, compilation engagement. Many times friends ask me, we वो audit complete नहीं हुआ है and the client is asking provisional balance sheet चाहिए. We cannot certify anything provisional balance sheet, we cannot do any such thing. So either the audit has to be done or you can fall back on SRS 4410, which is compilation engagement. Compilation engagement क्या है कि आपके जो ट्रायल बैलेंस है, जो फिगर्स है, उसमें से आपने नंबर्स लेके फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स बनाए. You have compiled the financial statements, you have not audited the financial statements. So based on that, your audit report, I would not say the audit report, but the certificate and everything would contain कि आपने ये कंपाइलेशन किया है और आपने ऑडिट नहीं किया है, and therefore you are not expressing any opinion. Friends, let me tell you, हम लोग ऑडिट जब स्टार्ट करते हैं, right from the opening balance till we finally sign off, at each stage there are so many rectifications and so many changes happening, because many times I have seen clients also coming up कि विशाल भाई वाउचिंग वगैरह तो सब हो गया है, अभी लेजर स्क्रूटिनी भी हो गया है, तो आप ये साइन कर दीजिए प्रोविजन. बट I have that experience that अगर लेजर स्क्रूटिनी भी हो जाता है, but end में when we do the analytical procedures, when we do the documentation and everything, we come across many things which might require rectification and the numbers change, and therefore that provisional financial statements, in my opinion, we should not at all, it is not permitted, and therefore we should not venture also into giving that thing. Friends, this is something which I have started recently, a month back, about VShare, where small aspects of the audit related things I share with members on WhatsApp. जैसे I have so far released 3 snippets. 2 were on cut-off procedures with respect to purchase of goods and sale of goods, that how we should do the recognition in balance sheet and the measurement of the goods. Let us say purchase goods under, there are certain Incoterms, and physically we have not received the goods, but maybe we still need that risk and reward ownership अपना आ गया है, so we need to do that accounting entry. Similarly sales में. The third was with respect to liabilities and provisions, because many times I have seen that provision for audit fees word देख के हम लोग provision में डाल देते हैं. कोई भी ledger में provision word होता है तो उसको हम लोग provision में डाल देते हैं, which is not in line with the accounting standards. Provisions and liabilities are two different things. Liabilities is all accruals. So if you see these examples, there's a provision for audit fees, provision for bonus, provision for interest or other expenses. All these are liabilities, though the ledger might have the word of provision. So these are small snippets which when I come across the audit or interacting with members, I prepared and I shared. So if you are interested, you can send a hi to this WhatsApp number 85118-31981, and I would include you in my WhatsApp list and share those things with you. Thank you, friends, for a patient hearing. I hope we would be able to मैंने जो homework दिया है आपको थोड़ा बहुत वो आप definitely करेंगे, and I'll just check once whether I've shown yeah. This is one thing which I would request you all can also do. A practitioner's guide to audit of small entities अपना ICAI का ही publication है 2020 का, and many of the things which I discussed you can find over here. You can use these also as templates. So these are model working papers कि भाई client financial year किसने बनाया है, और ये जैसे आप देख letter of appointment है available in where permanent file, working file, manual file, communication with previous auditors. All these is a checklist sort of a thing कि क्या क्या कहाँ पे है, क्रॉस रेफरेंसिंग का इंडेक्स सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग, इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द ऑडिटी, आपके क्लाइंट का जैसे मैंने बोला परमानेंट फाइल में आपको ये रखना चाहिए, नेम, ईयर, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या है, वेदर देयर इज एनी चेंज, नेचर ऑफ ऑडिट, हम लोग का स्कोप क्या है, प्लेस एड्रेसेस ऑफ द प्लेस ऑफ बिजनेस, ऑडिट, उनके सब कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स, इंपॉर्टेंट रजिस्ट्रेशंस एंड ऑल, who are the key persons for audit interaction and communication with the management, phone, fax numbers, nature of business, core activity, manufacturing, trading क्या है, क्या प्रोसेस है उनके बिजनेस के, मेन प्रोडक्ट, बाई प्रोडक्ट, ट्रेडेड डील, सो द इन्वेंट्री वेरिफिकेशन या कंजम्पशन रेशियो, एनालिटिकल रिव्यू, रॉ मटेरियल्स यूज, मेथड ऑफ अकाउंटिंग, बुक कीपिंग, मतलब टैली है या कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहे हैं क्या है, brief note on the accounting package, list of, so this is a master list you can put in the permanent file. और कोई भी ऑडिट टीम मेंबर चेंज होता है वो ये पढ़ के जाएगा, तो यू कैन इमेजिन दैट a lot of things 10-20% of the client background वगैरह उसको पता चल जाएगा, and then you also have the financial statements, the balance sheets of the earlier year, tax audit report, tax returns, and you also have document of the significant continuing matters, all those things, and you can imagine कि जो टीम मेंबर है वो कितना इक्विप होके आपके ऑडिट के लिए जाएगा, and these are all checklists and also ये अपना इंस्टीट्यूट का ही पब्लिकेशन है which you all can refer to. So friends, once again thank you for this opportunity, and I hope I have been able to do justice to the subject that was given to me. Over to the conveners.
Good evening, friends. Amol, if any questions are there, then we can take it. Suresh sir, you can carry on. You can take the question answer section.
Can't see any question here.
I think in the chat box there are no questions. If somebody is raising their hands or if they want to unmute themselves, then Amol can unmute and they can raise questions. As of now, there are no questions in the chat box.
Yes.
In the meantime, we acknowledge the presence of some of the senior members. CA AM Shetty sir is there. Is the past chairman of Navi Mumbai branch, and our mentor and past chairman CA Srigant Lime sir is also there, and senior member JD Tandel sir is also attending this webinar. So if they can switch on their webcam, at least we can say, we can acknowledge your presence, sir.
I think that members would be having, yes, I have already discussed with Mr. Varghese also that these formats and this presentation, I would be sharing it with you. And see, the whole purpose of this presentation is that we have to equip ourselves within our fraternity. And therefore, I would be sharing these templates and these formats, which the study circle can in turn send it to the members. And I hope that it would be useful to them.
Yes, that's great, sir.
I think there are no questions so far. The sir has explained in such a way that nobody has a question.
Maybe मैंने इतना होमवर्क दे दिया है कि सब चुप हो गए अभी कि कुछ पूछ लेंगे तो ज्यादा दे देंगे.
Sir, the meantime, just want to know, this is a standard format which you are using for all the companies, or it's only for listed companies? Like you have any criteria, or even for small private limited companies like less than 5 crore or business or something, also you follow this same format?
Yes. See, what happens is that some of the points become not applicable. So this is a standard template that we have. So if you would have seen that in the MRL, there were some portions which were yellow colored. There's a cash flow and all. So what we do is that final में जब print होता है, अगर वो entity में cash flow applicable नहीं है, तो उसको हम लोग remove कर देते, delete कर देते.
Okay.
So, but this is the I would say highest level of the compliance, and then depending on the client, then it gets filtered out, and the unnecessary or the additional bullets or the line items we eliminate.
Okay.
Because otherwise what happens that if we use the lowest format compliance, तो कहीं पे अगर higher compliance applicable होता है, then that might get missed out or overlooked. Therefore we start from the top and then we start eliminating whatever is excess.
Okay. Suresh sir, if there are no questions from members, then you can do the formal vote of thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Before going for a formal vote of thanks, I would like to congratulate the new team of Panvel CP Study Circle, and I would like to thank the preceding team who has done very excellent work during the COVID period. And there are challenges for CA Joman also, the new convener, because here again the lockdown had started and COVID has disturbed us a lot. But we are learning with the COVID also. That's a great thing. Congratulate you and your entire team, and hope you will carry on these things in a very well manner and having a nice seminars like this. And I would like to thank you that you have taken this standard on auditing seminar on a very right time, because we are at the verge of starting audits and following up the clients. So this is a very good initiative by Study Circle. Secondly, I would like to thank once again, you have invited me as a panelist in this first seminar of your new committee, new team. Now I would like to propose vote of thanks, and I would like to say that CA Vishal Doshi sir has explained each and every essays in such a simple and a good manner, so that actually the topic itself is a implementation standards on auditing implementation by SMPs. So for our Navi Mumbaikars, these type of seminars on standard on auditing is very important for SMPs, and sir has touched upon like SA 200 overall objectives, like then again comply with SA 200, obtaining the reasonable assurance about the financial statements, agreement on audit engagement letter SA 200, leadership responsibility, SA 220. Then the very, very important is audit documentation, SA 230. That he said very rightly, that did not documents, you did not do. That's very important. And now it's an this seminar will be eye opener for many small practitioners, that we cannot do audit just leniently, and we should have all the documents in our file properly, with till from beginning of checklist for accounting standards to the assembly of final audit file. So retention of audit documentation is very important. He said you have to retain the documents for 7 years, not from the end of financial year, but from the end of audit. Am I right, sir? So there are list goes on all the essays, but really, sir, you have made us to do the audit in a proper manner, though he may be the small businessman, or whether it's a tax audit for a small business, whether it's a private limited company or a limited company, listed company. We are very much thankful that you have given your important time on a weekdays and make this happening a good seminar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I once again would mention to my friends that please don't run away from documentation. It is something which it has to be part of the process, to automatic ho jayega.
Yes, that is important.
That is important.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. We will be in touch with you, and
yes,
we will have your, what you said last?
we share.
We share. So, Joman sir, please give us that
Sure,
WhatsApp number, so we will join him
sure.
on We Share. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, Vishal.
Thank you, everybody. Please stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.
Thank you so
Same to
much,
you,
sir,
sir.
for accepting our invitation, and you have enlightened us today. Even if you are sitting at Vadodara, this is the real benefit of, you can say, the lockdown. Even if we are sitting in different places, through virtual mode, we can interact, or we can have such a good session. We'll see you again, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation in a short period. On behalf of this Panvel CP Study Circle, again, we are very grateful to you, sir. We'll see again in such kind of webinars or seminars. Even whenever we send you invitation, please accept our invitation. And
It would be my pleasure.
yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Big round of applause. Big round of applause.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sureshji, sir.
Thank you.
I think with this, we can conclude our session. Amol, you can close this session.